Today we are coloring an illustration from Monstruous Highland Cows, my super scary Highland Cows coloring book. Before we do that though, fair warning, this book is not intended for young children. You're not going to see anything too gory, but some of the illustrations can be really very creepy and nightmare inducing, so please keep that in mind. Same as all of my books, this book caters to colorists of all levels, and the illustrations range from easier to more complex, and it's perfect for lovers of Highland cows, particularly if you've imagined them turning into horrific monsters. And the format is also slightly bigger than the original Highland Cows coloring book, where all the illustrations are adorable. All right, let's get right to it. From the moment I made this book, I knew I wanted to color this illustration. I think it's just gorgeous and striking and creepy. So we're gonna be doing this Cyclops Highland cow. I'm gonna start with the wall first because it's the most complex thing in the illustration. It's the one that's gonna take the most time, and it's gonna set the tone for the rest of the illustration. So I want it to be very bright red. I'll be using a lot of reds and oranges. I'm gonna go in first with very slight pressure to give myself an idea of how I'm gonna be layering my colors, and then I'm gonna go in for real and start layering my colors with maximum pressure. I'm gonna go line by line, and I'm gonna take my time. Even though I'm using the same colors, the order in which I layer them is gonna make the difference to bring out the individual bricks. And you're gonna see this when I'm done with the wall, that even though the tones are very similar, you can tell that there's a subtle difference between each brick. You'll notice that this is not really difficult at all, but it does take time. So the secret with illustrations like this is just patience. And look how cool it looks, coming along nicely. And now let's move on to the horns, where I'm gonna keep it simple with 3 colors and 1 metallic to bring out the lines. Check out that cool metallic effect. And let's move on to the hair, where I'm going to be doing my favorite thing to do with oil-based pencils, which is blending. I'm going to keep the traditional browns and yellows that Highland cows are associated with, but I'm also going to be incorporating a mossy green into the tips to give it that appearance that this monster just came out of a swamp. And you'll notice that I'm not following the rules, and I'm just doing patches wherever I feel like it, and then just blending them together, only keeping in mind that I want the tips only to be mossy green. I'll be using the same colors for the eye socket and the nose, which are fleshy, creepy colors. And then 1 slight brown to bring out the hairs on the nose. And I'm gonna finish with greens for the melty, snotty part of the nose. And then I'm using my black color to bring out some of the black parts and give it extra depth. For the eyeball, I'm going in with a very light cream color, and then using 2 purples, since we already used red for the wall, to bring out the veins, and then going in with 3 blues for the iris to make it really, really pop. Ta-da! What do you think? I love it. I think I might even frame this one. It turned out so cool. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned because we'll be doing a special Day of the Dead or Dia de los Muertos illustration from Adorabl Axolotls next week. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.